estimate on how much it would cost to clean these items, and my client will make a decision what he wants to do. Now, that money is not going to have the lender's name, your mortgage company, on it, on that check.
Good point, Sheri.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that, because it's personal property. Personal property checks are written to you. And let's just say, for example, my claims, a service master will give an estimate for $15,000 to clean all the china and the hard goods. Okay, we give you the check. You do whatever you want with that money. You can say, okay, service master, come pick the stuff up and clean it. Or you can say, you know what, my friend and I are gonna clean this, and you put that money in the bank. That's your money to do whatever you want to do with, and you're entitled to it. I'm not telling you anything like shady. You've paid premiums. And when you have a loss, they need to make you whole again. And this is making you whole again, thank you, compensating you for these things. Now, in terms of clothing, and I know I've gone down this road so many times with my clients, I'm gonna go down the road with my own stuff. Like I said, the longer the clothing sits there, the more the smoke smell will be absorbed into the fabric. And what I have seen is, you know, I don't dry clean all my stuff. They're gonna wanna dry clean it. It'll come back, it'll either have a perfumey smell, or my husband calls me a bloodhound. I am so particular to smells. And, you know, I may reject that, because this did not have a perfumey or a dry cleaning smell to it before. But that being said, this is what I advise you to do. Tell them, because I do this all the time, I think it's quite fair. You will choose 5 clothing items of different fabrics: a silk blouse, a cotton sweater, you'll want to get a man's suit jacket, and various fabrics. Send them off to their cleaners. Let them ozone those things. This is a sampling of your clothing. It's a sample dry cleaning. You'll see how they do. Maybe they get the smoke out and it's great, and then you give them the rest of the stuff. But if they come back and they still smell, well, you're entitled to replacement. Today's replacement costs, plus the depreciation based on the age. But,
okay, you have a question.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your question answered.
Thank you. So what happens if you inherited fine china and there's no price to that? So let's say my grandmother bought china.
okay, so if you know the brand of the china, do you know the brand?
Not offhand, my mom said it.
Okay, so you'll find out, or you go on a site called Replacements Ltd. Okay, go on. A lot of people are going to need this information. I should have had a whiteboard here.
Yeah.
Replacements.ltd, used to be .com, changed. You can go on and you can find that china, and it lists per serving or per piece, and you list all of those things, you know, with the price. Now, china does not depreciate. Fine china. Silver does not depreciate.
But you might have a sub-limit. There may be a sub-limit.
Right, there might be a limit. That's why you need the whole policy.
You need to understand your policy.
Right, you need the policy. But many times, so artwork does not depreciate. So you don't need to give them an age for them to calculate depreciation and take that money off your replacement. China, silver, silverware, artwork, crystal, antiques over 100 years old, those things don't depreciate. So you put a 0 next to that.
How do you prove that? Because I have something that was really valuable, but there's no really good price for that.
Okay, so you go online and you just search it, and you get, the insurance company pays claims based on like, kind, and quality.
What about like something historical, like Teddy Roosevelt's item?
You can find it on an auction site. So you and I will talk. I'll give you all my leads. There are a lot of different websites where you can find rare and unusual things. If you don't find the exact item, this is what I had. You know, they're not going to come back to you and say, no, Melissa, you didn't have that. So you do your best to prove it. You know, what else can you do? certificate of authentication burned in your house, for example.
I want to answer a question over here.
Sure.
Okay,
Hi, Jenna.
so, okay, so if you're just total, everything's gone, and, you have I'm confused about the difference between like the coverage limit, because that's one number, and then the policy premium, which is a different number.
The policy premium is not in play in this
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
what you paid for the product that you bought. So the premium, that doesn't matter, it's just the coverages, it's the coverages.
And we'll look at it and discuss it with you after, but, for example, it'll say
Sorry,
dwelling
back
limit.
there, question?
Yeah, you were going back to the clothes items that you were discussing and smoke damage and suggesting that the longer they sit, the worse they'll get. If we're comfortable with dry cleaning and laundering and we're evacuated, should we just take it and then give the bill to the insurance company?
Okay,
Exactly.
I was just about to touch on
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, very good question, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so the third coverage, and Jana, so, yeah, there are three limits: the dwelling limit, the personal property limit, and additional living expense, which I'm gonna talk about. So, you and I can,
Okay, yeah, because I asked the.
premium has nothing to do with your claim.
Sorry?
The premium has nothing to do with your claim.